Hi, I'm Edward Wustenhoff, CTO and co-founder of Burstorm, and in this segment I'm going to give you a brief introduction to the Burstorm application. So what you see here is a graphical representation of how the Burstorm application enables the cloud ecosystem. There are two main player categories. On the left you see the product managers that typically live at service providers but could also manage in-house products that create product sets that are described in the context of compute, storage, data center, and network, and are described in context of economics, performance, security, availability, and change. On the right, you see the other set of constituents that are the cloud architects. Again, they can live both in the enterprise and in the service provider community, or even more so, at system integrators. They are the ones that consume these products and create models and designs to decide and find out what is the best combination of products for their particular problem space. And the application enables them to talk about it in the same language and capture their designs and describe them and have them in one place to collaborate over. On top of that, we have the ability to create obviously new ones from scratch, but we can also take in existing environments either through consuming build files directly from Amazon and Azure, etc., and basically remodel your existing house. So in this segment I'm going to talk about a couple of key aspects in the application. First, I'll be talking about the product catalog. After the product catalog, I will spend some time talking about design concepts in the application. This is followed by my third topic, which is around the product management capabilities that we provide. This is then followed by some examples around creating a new design or starting from an existing environment. Last but not least, I will talk about some of the collaboration capabilities that are made available to the cloud architects. So at the core of the application is the product catalog. And the product catalog, as you can see here, is the ability to describe compute, storage, data center, and network components in the context of economics, security, availability, change, and performance. And in being able to do so enables several things. First of all, it enables the ability for us to compare and contrast against similars on the apples to apples method, but it also allows private implementations to capture their costs in a much more dynamic way, which allows them now to include their own environment and their internal cost structures and how they represent their IT services in this modeling language, which then allows them to compare themselves against the market directly. So on the other side of the product catalog is the consumer side. And the consumer side is reflected in the application through models and design scenarios. What you're looking at here is the market insights benchmark model that we created for product managers that includes six design scenarios that each of them represent a small, medium, or large deployment of compute, storage, data center, and or network components. A design scenario represents a set of objects that have commonality around locality, so these are all to be delivered in the same locale. They have to be adhering to the same business terms, so whether I can sign up for it 36 months or only a month-to-month contract. They have to adhere to the same compliance, and they have to adhere, or the assumption is that these will be delivered through a single solution set. So with these components in mind, you can create all kinds of different models and designs to help you find the right solution sets for your particular problem space. So to help product managers, we created this market insights benchmark, and within this market benchmark we're looking here at what we call the compute and storage medium deployment, which is a medium-sized model that we see in the Burstorm application as commonly used component. And what it does, on the left you see what it consists of. So this is a bunch of Linux boxes of different sizes. And on the right you can see a list of possible solution sets that can deliver to those specs. And what is nice, it's automatically ordered by the economic impact. You can also see there's a couple of numbers in the middle column there that refer to the performance capability. So you can look at this from different angles, and you can immediately see how a particular product set matches. Now you have to realize again that a design scenario such as this is unique by locality. Obviously the size and the design of the infrastructure that's being asked for, by compliance specifications and business terms. So as a product manager, you can now start thinking about creating designs that are specifically geared to your particular customer base. If you go after certain sizes of customers, certain utilization scenarios of customers, you can now create an architecture and a design scenario that reflects that, and now you can see how you really compare in a particular scenario to the other potential solution providers that are out there. Shifting gears back to the architecture environment. So what you're looking at here is the ability for the Burstorm application to import build files. So this particular example takes in an AWS build file. And what is nice about it is that it automatically reads by location what is where, so you can see how things are distributed, and you can look at it from a map view and all kinds of other cool ways. It also captures the tags that you might have given to certain billing elements. So it also organizes it in the same way as you had organized it in the bill. And with this as a starting point, you can imagine how easy it is to copy this to a design scenario, to another model, and start playing with what if scenarios to see if you would move it somewhere else. Are there alternatives? Or even within Amazon, are there other ways to deliver the same infrastructure that might be more cost effective? So you can imagine that this would be a copied build file from AWS into a design. This actually, as the title indicates, was a design from scratch, where multiple different application components were requiring different types of solutions running on Windows systems and or Linux systems. And you can see, just by dragging and dropping them into the design scenario, you'd specify what they would look like, what their details would be. As you can see in the title of the design scenario, this reflects Europe. So all these systems are to be made available in Europe. And once you've done that, you get immediate feedback on the right side about the economic impact. And in this case, this is a distribution chart of the different components. And you can see where you're spending most of the capital to get this done. And we have had some great examples where immediately certain design components stood out by their extreme cost or complexity. And before you build anything, this allowed them to revisit the design first and to optimize already during the design phase. So all in all, the model and design capabilities allow you to prevent a lot of nasty surprises as you go into build mode. So last but not least, I want to spend a little bit of time on the collaboration capabilities in the application. Quite naturally, as we were building the application, the ability to share a single point of view of a very complex matter, such as an enterprise architecture or an infrastructure architecture, created the ability for us to enable architects with collaboration tools. So the ones that are in the application There's actually several of them. On the right hand side you see comments and logging. So we log changes, so if somebody updated a model, we know that it was updated. But the comment section, for example, allows architects to leave a note like, hey, can you check this out? Or hey, I made these assumptions. And you create a story around this particular architecture. We are also in the future enhancing the tagging and the leaving of a story around an architecture, so there can be more of a linkage between the business requirements and the story an enterprise architect would tell in order to explain, and basically link back all the way the architecture implementation to the original business requirements and the application requirements. We also put some chat and video conferencing capabilities, as you can see from the pretty picture there in the screen, that allows architects to have instant real-time communications if they're working on a design together. So in summary, I talked about the ability for product managers to describe their product sets in the context of economics, performance, security, availability, and change. And also talked about how architects can collaborate and design infrastructures in the context of either a remodel, importing existing building files or describing an existing environment, and or starting from scratch and seeing what certain design choices have for effect. Obviously, it's just a tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of really cool functionality, and I hope with this you'll be ready and excited to explore more. Thank you for your time and listening to me talking about the Burstorm application. If you want more information, please go to www.burstorm.com, where you'll find more videos and other materials to browse. If you want to send us an email, send it to info@burstorm.com or call us directly at the number on your screen. I appreciate your time. Thanks.